What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Help More, Sell More podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Burlingame, joined by my co-host, Joe Marcoux. Joe, I'm excited today. Are you?
I'm excited because it's actually getting warmer. It's only minus 17 Celsius. It's an exciting time over here.
Oh, so you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt? No, he's not. He's wearing a sweater. If you guys aren't watching this on YouTube, he is cold.
It's damn cold here, man. But yeah, I'm excited because this is a topic that a lot of people they consistently say, you know what? I need more leads. I need more leads.
Yeah.
I need more leads. If I just had more leads, everything would be fine. And then, you and I both know people are blowing their heads off and spending so much of their hard-earned profit dollars, which are sales dollars,
Mhm.
and they could be doing, a better job at spending less and making more. And we want to talk today about marketing.
Yeah. So the topic in question, you guys, is marketing do's and don'ts, but it's much more than that. Every single episode, what do we do with you guys? We have a big question for the show, and then we kick things off with a little bit of story time. So we're going to share some of our experiences here. But the big question for today is, what are you doing to keep the pipeline full? What's working, what's not? How are you learning from that, etc.? We're going to go into it in quite a bit of detail here today. And the reason we wanted to do this is it piggybacks off of last week's episode. So last week, we talked about leads are not the answers. Leads do not equal sales. It's not a one-to-one ratio. That's not how it works. We talked about tracking some numbers there. What are the metrics that we need to track for marketing? So you need to know how many leads you have coming in. And again, I'm going to say this again. Every single person who shows interest in your business is a lead. Don't fluff the numbers for your own ego. Be real with it. You might have a lower conversion percentage than you thought, and that's good if you know that number, because then you know that you can improve upon it. So leads coming in, how many of them book an appointment, whatever your sales process is, right? How many of them show up to that appointment? How many of them sign up from that appointment? And finally, what is your lead conversion? So go all the way back to that first number versus close, leads versus close. That's a smaller percentage than your closing percentage 99.9% of the time. So you need to know those numbers first and foremost before you get to say, let's focus on marketing. Because if you don't know those numbers, there's no point in doing all the different marketing methodologies. I'm sorry, but you'd be wasting your time and money for sure. And this is a game of resources, your two main resources being time and money. And we don't want you to waste either. So that's what we're getting into today.
The key here, everybody, is have you optimized your sales system? Because you can blow up a ton of money getting the idea that, hey, I'm going to hire this company, or I'm going to spend a ton of time building out this idea and this campaign and this thing and spending money here, listen, before you spend any money, like, go with your first circle of influence, which are people that you know, and have you optimized your sales system, OSS. You have to have a good offer to start with, then you have to have an optimized sales system. Once you've optimized, then you can start throwing money at marketing. And this is where, if you throw money at marketing first, and you don't optimize your sales system, guys, you're just creating work for yourselves and you're pissing money away. Makes no sense. Like, take it step by step. Is my offer good? Is my sales system optimized? All right, now let's talk about marketing.
100%. And this is what we got into the last episode, you guys. So we're not going to beat that horse to death anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to move into the marketing do's and don'ts. And ultimately, the big picture here that I want you guys thinking about or envisioning within your own business, because again, every single episode is about introspection. It's about being analytical and analyzing your business or the job that you're running right now. So if you're involved in sales in some way, we want you thinking about, what am I currently doing? And how does it pertain to the topic of discussion on today's episode? So in this case, marketing is a game of numbers. It's a game of resources. And the more pokers you have in the fire when it comes to marketing, the more marketing campaigns you have going at one time, the more effectively you're going to keep your pipeline full. That's like your fancy marketing lingo there for a second. But the pipeline is just how many leads, what's your lead flow, right? How many leads do you guys have coming in at one time? And again, this is assuming you listened to the last episode and you focused on your sales process and made sure that you could convert more of these leads. Otherwise, stop listening now, go back to episode 19 and reanalyze your sales
Yeah,
process.
you bet.
But if you've done that, rolling forward here, we're going to talk about like how do we maximize our potential. Are you overly reliant on paid marketing? Is that the only campaign that you're running? Because you should be running maybe 4 or 5 campaigns at the same time. So here's the story time for today, Joe. What is the most effective marketing campaign you've ever run? And it's a two-parter today. What is the least effective marketing campaign you've ever run?
It's a great question. Okay, I'll start with the most effective marketing campaign I've ever run is actually similar to an affiliate marketing campaign. It's all from within. So it's
Mm-hmm.
literally does it cost me anything up front? The answer is no. What it does is I provide anyone who is delighted with the service and or the membership within the dojo. Are you delighted? Awesome. Then tell you what. And I remind people, and this is really important, you guys. I have to remind my own SOS Dojo members that, hey, you know what? I would love it if you could refer people to me. And that is my most effective campaign. What does it cost me up front? It costs me nothing until somebody signs on from a
Mm-hmm.
referral, because I make a commitment to my members. Hey, tell you what, anybody who signs on, and by the way, if you're an SOS Dojo member and you're listening to our podcast, awesome. You know this. Let me remind you, for any time that you send a lead our way, I'm going to provide you an affiliate bonus of 10% of the fee that the people pay. It's my way of saying thank you for the lead. It's a qualified lead. So let me quickly analyze this. If you've done your customer avatar exercise, then you know that birds of a feather flock together, which means, oh, hey, look at this. This might be a personal trainer. This might be a bike shop owner. This might be a person in auto industry retail. This might be a financial advisor. Well, guess what? They hang out with other people in their realm. And if they're delighted with what you do for them, they know other people in the same industry that might have the same challenges that they previously had, that I've been able to solve for them and helping them make more money. So I have to remind them, hey, by the way, are you delighted with what you're getting out of the dojo? Yes. Hey, do me a solid. Can you please tell other people about what you've been experiencing here, and would you recommend it? Of course they would. Great. Then what do I get out of it? I get more quality leads that cost me nothing until they sign up, and then I gladly provide my peeps an affiliate bonus. So that's, for me, worked the best, and that's literally how we've been able to, and we're scaling the dojo in that manner. What
Mm-hmm.
hasn't worked? Shit, man, I could. I have
It's a
spent.
long list, I
It's a
know.
long list. So the best example I can give you is back when I had a retail location.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had my retail store, you'd have people come in and go, "Hey, you should advertise here, you should advertise there." And there's some things some ads worked and some
Mm-hmm.
ads didn't. So I want to stress something here. I did a print ad it was a wear magazine. I was selling exercise equipment for people's homes, and
Yeah.
somebody from a magazine. I was green. They came in. It was a beautiful magazine. It was gorgeous,
Yeah.
and these the problem was the demographic was wrong. I was, again, green. And what they didn't offer back then was a tracking mechanism. So
Ooh.
if you're advertising, you want to know it's one of the key questions in an Army of
Yeah.
One sales training program. How did you hear about us? Everybody should be asking that question. How'd you hear about us? So, hey, Jeff, how'd you hear about us? Oh, I heard your podcast. Hey, Jeff, how'd you hear about us? Oh, you know what? I saw your sign. That's fine.
Yep.
If you got to double down on what works, and you have to eliminate what's not. So here I got bamboozled by this sales rep who came into the store. I did not even raise my hand saying, "Hey, I'm interested in advertising in your magazine." They came to me, so of course, like, at the time, I was much nicer than I am now. I'm still a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you're coming to me trying to pitch me something that I haven't even said I'm curious or I'm interested, hey, listen, don't
Right.
try to close me on something that if and then even worse, we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this, as opposed to no consultative sale. Like, hey,
Right.
Joe, who's your demographic? How many people would you like to add to your leads funnel? It's none
Right.
of that. So, anyways, again, I was very young at the time. I paid for the ad, couldn't measure anything, I mean, it was brutal. High cost, zero return.
Yep.
Today, and since then, today, what I recommend, and if you're interested, if you want to get in touch with us and you're interested, if you're listening to this and you want to get a free DM tracker, it's what we call the daily metrics tracker. I will gladly send it to you. You can email me and I will give it to you for free. It's a simple Excel spreadsheet. Like, you ask people, how'd you hear about us? And on the sheet, you can see anywhere from referral to be back to first time in the store to, like the other question in today's day and age, because I'm going back to when Google wasn't even around. What do people say? How did you hear about us? Oh, Google. Well, that's just way too vague.
Yep.
What do you mean Google? Like, was it search engine? Was it on the map? Or I saw you online. Well, where online? Like the internet. Hey Jeff, is the internet a big place?
It's kind of big. It's a little large. Yeah.
So ask specific questions and then measure that. Like, all you got to do is just put a little tick in the box, and then oh, okay. And so if you decide to do a print ad, and I'm not knocking print will work for many people. The thing is, what kind of print? What's the demographic of the people that are reading that? And then do you have a tracking mechanism? Not just asking people how you heard about them, but do you have a way to be able to, in the tracking mechanism, for example, you can get an 800 number that costs you nothing, so that every time that they call that 800 number in the ad, it gets forwarded to your number of your business, and then you can go online and you can actually see, okay, I actually got 16 phone calls over the last month from that number. Well, then that to me means, hey, that could be, depending on the metrics that you're looking at, it worked. But I can tell you, so if you want the DM tracker, I'll give it to you. We want to help you guys. So if you want it, ask for it. We'll give it to you. You can email me at joe@sosdojo.com, and hopefully I don't get 1,000 emails on that one. I'll just forward it over to one of my people. Nonetheless, I mean, I really want to help you. So just remember, if you're going to advertise anywhere, because these ad companies are going to say, hey, you know what? We'll do this, we do this, we do that. Okay. Do you offer 100% money back guarantee on the ad?
Great question.
Right? Because if they don't, then we'll hang on a second. Can I place a tracking mechanism on the ad? Because if you can't track it, don't do it.
What's the point of doing it?
Yeah. I mean, unless you're a company like Doritos or Budweiser or, like Miller and these companies that advertise, for example, on like the Super Bowl.
That's coming up.
So
that's probably happening at this point in time because we record 3 episodes in advance.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're doing that, you're a different breed. It's different. We're that's not who this podcast is for.
Right.
We're here to help more, sell more. Typically, if you're listening to this, you probably don't have a $2 billion budget.
Although if you are the president and or CEO of Coca-Cola and you would require some sales training services, we are available.
We most certainly are. We'd love to hear from you. So feel free to reach us. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. Somebody forward this on, please. Thanks a lot.
Do it.
All right.
We do offer 100% money back guarantee. So there you go.
Yep. That'll be $1 billion campaign. We got you, Coca-Cola. All right.
How about you, Jeff? Give me the examples of story time for you. I got to hear it from you. What's worked? Go backwards. In this case. What was the worst market? I think I already know.
Easy.
What's the worst marketing that again you spent money on and it was the worst? And then what's been the best for you?
Okay. So last week I shared the paid marketing debacle, and I've got an update on this story. We went to this company and we said we want a refund on our 3rd month, and they refused.
Oh my God, no way.
My wife went, she said this, you guys, she said I went full Karen on them, and I didn't get anywhere. And I was like, kudos to you. So the Karenism didn't work, unfortunately. And this company just they don't even stand by their word. They basically just said they made up a bunch of excuses. and they just said, look, you can't expect it to work in 3 months. And I'm like, that's what you said it would do. And then also they backed off of every word that they said. So this is what I'm telling you guys. Like, this is one example in a million. There are a million marketing companies out there. If they promise anything, they're lying. Like, I'm telling you this. And if you're running one of those marketing companies and you don't have 100% money back guarantee, I understand you can't give me my money from Zuckerberg back, but like, if you can't give me the money I paid you for the word that you said you stood behind, then go out of business. Like, I'm sorry, or change your tactics or do something different, because that is just ridiculous. And if you guys know a company that actually stands by this, we can interview them on the podcast. Why not? Yep. I'd love to bring them on. I'd love to hear the flip side of this perspective. But my experience in years and years of doing this through different businesses, I've done paid marketing for years, and I have friends that have done it. I have mentors that have done it. And every single one of those people has said it's a scam. It's all scam. Okay. So this is just pulling from experience. But anyways, I digress. I want to give you a different example of a terrible campaign that doesn't involve a paid marketing company, because I think this is valuable information too. So back when I started my gym, there were several things. I'm just going to speed round here. Ready? Groupon, terrible, wrong clientele, because they were fishing for a discount from day one. They will not pay your full price. They will never pay an increased price. They are not your ideal clients. I get the draw. I get it. Don't fall for it. It's a big mistake. Groupon is a big mistake.
You got to give up 50%, if not, like, it's the buy one get one free. So you're giving up actually 75% when you really consider it, because you're giving one free, and then Groupon needs to get their cut on the half that you're on the buy one. So what do you end up with? Is that a lead? Then the question is it a quality lead?
Well, here's what I learned. Grouponers are triers, not buyers.
Ooh,
so they will come in, they will try you. They literally pay a discounted rate to test you out, and then they do the same to the, I ran a gym at the time. That's what I was doing it with. They went to the gym down the street. Then they went to the gym down the street from them, and then from them, and it was a perpetual cycle. They were always triers, not buyers. So that was a failed campaign. Another one I made up on my own that actually a bunch of CrossFit gyms at the time, which is what I ran, did was $10 for $100. This might sound familiar to Joe here, but like a $10 for $100 is a coupon. Essentially, they pay $10 for $100 value as a gift card. Not coupon. And then they would give this gift card to somebody else. It was a active referral campaign where you're making your like valuable clients pay you $10 in order to refer somebody to you.
Wow.
Think about that.
That doesn't make any sense.
This was a quote unquote genius campaign that came from the heart of CrossFit. This was deep in the forums back in the day, and maybe any CrossFit gym owners or affiliate coaches or whatever can resonate with this deal. But this was huge at the time. This went out for like 2-3 years around Christmas, New Year's. All the CrossFit gyms were doing this.
Yeah.
But if you play that back, what I just said, you realize how insane that idea is. You make your current paying clients, your good clients, pay you to refer somebody to the gym, and you make it out to look like a gift. And I didn't realize at the time, like you, Joe, I was green. I was like, I'll make a couple bucks here, and then maybe they refer somebody awesome. I was, chasing cents. I was stepping over dollars for cents, and I was hurting my clientele. So that was like that might be hands down the worst campaign I've ever run. And I got maybe one client out of that.
So go to the best. Now I'm really curious.
Yeah. So the best campaign, I want to do something different, but like similar to you, it's the referral marketing for sure. But just to give like a different perspective here, here's something else that we can talk about. So referral marketing, first of all, you guys, absolutely fantastic. One of the best things you can do. The only thing better than that, and it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I've heard a lot of people talking about this recently, is the blunt post, the blunt offer.
One of my faves.
Literally, you just go on your business page and challenge you to do this, your personal social media. Think about it. Think of all of the connections that you guys have. Maybe you're one of those guys that has like 5,000 tapped out friends on Facebook because you just friend everybody, whatever. You've got a lot of people that are in your circles of influence, right?
And
And
that's a
beyond that,
strategy, by the way, that works for some
yeah,
people.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, you've got personal groups that you hang out with in person. So the
Mhm.
blunt post is that you go online, you go on social media, wherever your favorite platform is, and you just make a post and you say, hey, I run this business. I'm looking for X amount of people to get started with X offer, right? What is your value proposition? So in our case for the dojo, what we'd say is like, hey, we got a new dojo starting on February 2nd. By the way, we do. If this is February 2nd at the time of this posting, then you know we just started a dojo. But February 2nd, we're starting a brand new dojo. We are looking for 8 individuals involved in sales, looking to level themselves up, move closer to personal wealth, and get some time back in their lives and relieve stress from selling. If you're interested, DM me. And it's just that. It's like super simple, one sentence, and shoot me like, what's the call to action? Hit me with a DM, shoot me an email, comment below, and then what do? We just hit them back. And this has been extremely effective, the least time consuming and the least costly thing I've ever done as far as campaigns. It took me 2 minutes to write that post, and then another 5 to 10 to DM, respond, and get people on free calls or clarity calls, whatever your discovery process is, and then to sell them like the normal amount of time. But it cost me $0.
And you know what, Jeff? I love that because and you can pinpoint your DM, your blunt post. You can say something to the effect, and I just had one go out this week, looking for 5 coaches interested in mastering objections. DM yes. That's it.
Yeah,
I mean, I
simple.
literally like looking for 5 coaches interested in mastering objections. DM yes.
Yeah.
Boom.
And
I get responses.
Think about why that works, you guys. There's no implied cost. So there's no barrier to a conversation. But here's the thing that I have to like hit salespeople with on the head like a sledgehammer all the time. Do not avoid conversations. Don't opt for the quote unquote easy sell. Don't like have your cost and like buy now link on your website. If you're selling something that is more expensive than $500, you're moving towards high ticket sales. Maybe you guys out there are selling something that's $5,000, $10,000, $50,000. We know a few people that do. Yeah. And if you're doing that, you cannot step over conversations. You cannot avoid conversations. The conversation is where the context of your value exists.
Yep.
So I had to tell this to CrossFit gym owners all the time. You guys know that Planet Fitness 24/7 gyms of the like, they're like 10, $20 a month, usually zero down. The challenge there is you get tied into a 1 to 2 year contract, and most people get screwed by gyms. This is reality. But a CrossFit gym is usually, or I'll just say a non-typical gym, a boutique gym, if you will. Typically they're charging 3 figures. It's $100, $150, $200, something like that per month, but it's month to month, no contract. So on the surface, what do you see? You see $0 down, $10 a month, plus you get free tanning, Planet Fitness. You see CrossFit gym, $150 per month. Generally, they'll do personal training to start, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sessions. So the actual upfront cost could be $500, $600. Yep. So you go $0 down, $600 down. No brainer. Go to the $0, right?
Yeah. And
so what I had
results are horrible.
I had to beg CrossFit gym owners to do this. Take your price off your website because it is defeating the entire purpose of marketing. You are causing people to decline the offer to talk. You are killing conversations. And without that conversation, you cannot build the value. Like they have no understanding of why you're a gym. Why are you $600 a month? This gym is also a gym. $0 down. Like what? Why would I choose you? You are losing opportunities left and right. And ultimately that's what it comes down to, you guys, is like marketing, in order to work, has to create conversations. So this whole thing that Joe just mentioned, which is fantastic gold, by the way, the blunt post, you're creating a simple offer. Hey, you're a coach, you want to master objections? Great, DM me yes. Like super simple thing. They DM you yes, and then Joe has a conversation. Now they don't know how much this costs. No idea. And so they get on a call.
Get in for a call. Come in for a free session.
Yeah.
Build value. Because like you're saying, Jeff, you got to build that conversation. You've got to go through the process, as opposed to, yes, I'm interested. Okay, pay. It's like, that's not how it goes.
Yep.
You've got to build it. You absolutely have to take your time, because people will buy, right? We're help more, sell more. Well,
Mm-hmm.
when people buy from you, it's because they've gotten to know you, like you, and trust you. So here's the
Mm-hmm.
other thing: your call to action through your blunt post. Make sure you're not doing a blunt post like every post. There's a
Yeah. This is
formula.
once in a while.
Yeah, the formula for the blunt post concept needs to be like a sitcom. If you remember back, I'm now dating myself. When I remember in the 80s and 90s, when I would watch sitcom TV, it would be okay. There's about 22 minutes of programming and about
Mm-hmm.
7 to 8 minutes of ads. So
Yep.
you've got to deliver value. What is it? Your posts need to be purposeful,
Mm-hmm.
valuable, and shareable. You're just giving it doesn't have to be a diatribe 10-minute click this link video to a,
Nope.
it's just a purposeful, valuable, and shareable post, so people get value from it and they keep coming back and they're like, wow, I like this, I like this, I like this. Hey, I'm looking for 5 coaches that are interested in improving, or I'm looking for 5 people in retail that want to crush objections. DM yes if you're interested. Well, then there you go. That's it. And so,
Yeah.
and then you go back to, hey, have you ever noticed in a conversation that you have somebody say this, or how do you handle this objection? And you literally give away some value. At least we do. And then what's
Yep.
fun is, of course, what we give away is 7% of the solution. 93% of the solution that we provide as a solution in and of itself, you have to come into the dojo to get the rest of it. So, yeah, we're giving some great value.
Mm-hmm.
The total value is when you join and when you experience it and then when you see it. So it's the same thing. What is it that you have to offer? Right? If you're selling bikes, well, you should be doing free rides. Hey, come in for a free test ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't, and before that, it's not come for a free test ride, come for a free test ride every post. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
People are just going to be like, this isn't, what about, hey, did you know that you're losing 3 pounds of tire pressure every week on your bike? And then if you don't use a bike pump with a gauge on it, you're never going to have optimal rolling resistance. That's it. That's a post. That's
It's a,
valuable, it's
yep.
purposeful, it's shareable. And then you do another one. And by the way, you could repurpose your posts,
Mm-hmm.
because people are going to forget the stuff that you posted 60 days ago, 90 days ago. Repost it and audit your posts. Like, check your posts so you can see how many people viewed this, how many people liked this, how many
Mm-hmm.
people engaged in this. If you get a big goose egg, don't do it again. Like, delete that one. If you got people, though, based on the number of followers that you have, if you got people responding and hey, you got good traction based on the number,
Do more
repost it
like that.
and boost posts that they audit well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where you could start putting ad spend, because Jeff, you'll know more than me. What is the organic reach on Facebook?
4 to 5% of your
That's
audience.
huge. I've been told by Chris Fougere, who's a buddy of mine, he's the freedom marketing coach, it's 1%. So if you have a post that starts to go well and you
Mm-hmm.
get up to the 4 to 5% range,
Mm-hmm.
boost it. Now it's boost time. Whereas
Yeah.
if you have, like, you have, let's say, 1,000 people that like your page,
Mm-hmm.
and you make a post on Zuckerberg's own, now the algorithm is, it used to be in the early days of Facebook, everybody saw it. Now
Right.
they're only allowing 1% of the people that like you or follow you to actually see the feed, because once the feed is gone, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want to do is, if you get that, hey, I got traction on this, boost it.
Yeah.
You got to pay to play. The thing is, we don't want you to pay
For the wrong things.
right. Don't pay aimlessly, and
Yeah.
don't go to the blindfolder. It's like, you might as well go to the craps table. You'll have better luck. Honest to God, by the way, you'll have better luck at a craps table. So in other words,
Exactly.
We don't want your marketing dollars to get kick the crap out of you. We want you to be able to do what's working and then add more. Use the DM tracker. Oh yeah, this is working. Great. Double down.
Yep.
If it's not working, don't ever do it again. It is that simple. I mean, it's crazy. And by the way, just as a go back a quick coda here on the referral piece. If I ask those people listening right now, how often do you ask your list of delighted clients? How often do you ask them for referrals? The answer that I get was
Never.
never. Or I ask them when they buy, right when they bought, because they're thrilled, and yet okay, but what about staying in touch with them and continue to like when you this is part of the campaign aspect. You have an existing client, you should maintain some kind of relationship, even if it's with email marketing, because email is more intimate than social media. I picked that up from Sharon Srivatsa, and I totally agree. Social media is swipe, email is intimate because you're not distracted by a whole bunch of other stuff going on in email. So when you email your existing database, what's happening? You get to talk to them directly to them. And then occasionally in the emails, you can say, hey, by the way, guys, you know what we really are you enjoying what you're getting? Are you delighted with what's happening with our product, our service, our program? If so, just as a reminder, we loved referrals. 5 words. Who do you know who? Who do you know who that would also love to get the results that you've gotten in this program or you've gotten from this product? Send them our way. We'll take care of them, and we'll take care of you. And you need to do that relentlessly on repeat. In fact, one of my coaches, Craig Valentine, weekly, he asks me weekly, who do you know? And you know what? I oblige. The coaching's great. So why not? What's the worst case scenario in sales, you guys? What's the worst case scenario?
No.
I don't have anybody, or no. Okay? Don't take it personal. It's okay. If you don't ask, what's the answer?
No.
The answer is no if you don't ask. Come on, guys.
So yeah, you just speed rounded them. Let's recap real quick. Ultimately, I said this at the beginning of the episode, you guys, marketing is a game of pokers in the fire. It's a game of resources and it's a game of numbers. And if you don't know your numbers, you cannot effectively add to the number of campaigns that you have. Like if you don't understand if your marketing campaigns are working, so if you're not tracking the metrics, then there's no point of running more campaigns. If you're just ceaselessly spending money on Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook and you have no idea if it's working or not, there's no point in continuing that campaign. You have to be asking people when they come through to you, how'd you hear about us? You have to be tracking like what's working, what's not. It's the easiest equation when it comes to marketing to just look at your Instagram insights, your Facebook insights, your page insights, like what percentage of your audience is seeing these posts? What's the reach of those posts? Of your top posts from the last 6 months, what was the best one? Recreate that, repost that, boost that because it works. What was your worst post? Don't do anything like that again. I mean, the way Joe put it sounds very blunt and simple, but that's because it is. It's just that most people don't take the 5 seconds that it takes to click the insights button on Instagram. Most people don't do that. If you do that, you learn and then you modify, you adjust the campaign, in this case, organic social media posting, to fit that. And then Joe also alluded to the magic ratio of like calls to action. It's kind of like 1 to 5. It could be 1 in 4, 1 in 5, something like that. Yeah. But 1 in 5 posts should have kind of a hard call to action. We do this if you want this, blah, blah, blah. DM us, right? DM yes. I'm looking for, like Joe said, I'm looking for sales coaches looking to master objection handling. If you're interested, DM yes. Something super simple like that. But here's the big thing for paid marketing, because I know everybody gets hung up on this thing. You need to know a few magic numbers. You need to know how much you're spending, like the actual numbers, not just, my PayPal account says I paid Facebook $15 today. Like, how much are you spending for the month? Not just cost per day, which is what you select when you create the ad, but how much are you spending for the entire month? Add it up. And then what is your front end revenue coming off of those ads? In this case, you need to be able to know that the person you're selling came from the ad, not just organic. You can't mix the two up. No. Say you're spending $1,000 a month on Facebook marketing and you get a whole bunch of front end revenue from some clients, but none of them came from the ad. Is the ad effective, or is your referral methodology better?
Correct.
In which case you could stop spending $1,000 on Facebook and just go all in on your referral marketing, right? But so you got to track the front end revenue, and then you compare the two. What is my cost per customer acquisition divided out? Like I made $500 off of $1,000 ad spend. Well, depending on how many leads I had come through, I lost money on that ad.
Yeah.
I lost money on that because I only made $500. And if you paid an ad agency, you lost even more money because you paid them to run the ad for you. So you need to know if it's working. You need to know if there's really value in that. Or, for example, you'll get a cost per click on Facebook. So if it says your cost per click's $1, but you have not booked a single, this is me, you guys, the big old goose egg, you have not booked a single lead into your sales process. I don't care. I don't give a shit if your cost per click's $1.
Or a dime. If you don't book a call to make a sale, it's costing you money and time.
Like, thanks, Facebook, for telling me that. That's super neato to know, but I'm not making any money off this freaking ad. So exactly that. All right, you guys. So yeah, ultimately, again, it's a game of numbers. You got to know that. You also got to know, your resource being your time, where to best spend your time. So as Joe was saying there, and this is again gold, you need to look at those insights. You need to know what's working, what's not, and you need to be very analytical about this. Observe the data, follow the trend, and whatever's working, invest time and resources into that. And whatever's not working, if you have resources invested into it, pull back, get your time back, get your money back, go spend it on something that actually works. And then once you narrow this down, what we're really looking for, this is kind of the magic action step for today. You need to figure out, after analyzing everything, analyzing your marketing funnels, what are like the four? I like 4. That's just the number I'll throw out there. I'll say 3 to 4, just to be fair. 3 to 4 campaigns that work for you consistently and just run them all the time. You need all of them running at once. You can't be overly reliant on one campaign. If all you do is word of mouth marketing, you're going to lose. If all you do
because the well's going to go dry.
The well's going to dry. That's exactly it. If all you do is focus on paid marketing, the algorithm's going to change, and all of a sudden you're going to have no leads. This happens all the time. I've been monitoring gym owners, for example, doing this for 6 years. There's always an up and down, an ebb and flow of the lead traffic. That's how it works. That's the name of the game. So you have to be able to adjust. Well, if you have 4 pokers in the fire, you're going to be good. Like, you'll be fine. One of them will go dry, and then like maybe 2 of them.
Double down on the other one.
You double down on the other 2.
Yeah.
So you'll be all right. Like, again, this is the point. If you guys get that across from today, the big action step is figure out what works for you consistently and do that more often. And always have 3 to 4 campaigns running at a time. Just make sure you keep evaluating.
And a campaign doesn't have to be. The word campaign for a lot of people
doesn't mean paid.
First of all, it doesn't mean paid. There's nothing wrong with paid. I want to clarify here too. Yep. There's paid advertising that has worked incredibly well. I can tell you that I've done radio ads back when I had my exercise equipment retail store. I've heard bike shops do radio ads, of course. And again, these are small businesses. There's a local bakery that does radio ads, and in the ad is so good. This is crazy. When I'm in the vehicle and I'm driving, and I don't get a chance to do that as often as I'd like because of I'm working here online and everything. When I'm in my truck and I'm driving, I've got the radio on, and I hear Jeannie's Bakery ad, I can smell. It's like I get this memory click in. Oh my God, I can. It's as if it's like smellorama happen. Smell vision happened in the vehicle. I'm telling you, so some ads are so powerful and they work, and so just keep that in mind. The other thing I want to remind everybody is, your list is it's gold. Your list is gold. Your existing clients are gold. People assume, I do such a great job, people are going to send me referrals. No, they don't. Don't assume crap. You have to remind your people, and how do you do it? Similar to the SOS Dojo concept, ask questions. Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about this program? Or on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you like this product? Or you ask them. Somebody brings their product in, their car in for service. If you're a service manager, you could ask the client, and people don't do this.
Yeah.
They just bring it in and, oh, we're just going to get recurring revenue because we're doing an oil change and whatnot. Why not ask the client, hey, so over the times that you've come here, how do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10 with the service that we're providing you? If they say 7, 8, 9, 10, that's a pretty decent, yeah, right? 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, it's a score.
Yeah.
So who do you know who that would also love to get the same type of, the level of delight that we're providing you? We would really appreciate if you could send them our way. Like, what's wrong with asking that question? If you're
Nothing.
delighted, wouldn't you want to have your friends and family be delighted too? Come on. And don't assume. Because when you guys stop listening to this podcast, guess what? You got other stuff going on in your life, and it is what it is. We get busy. We're overwhelmed with technology and all this stuff coming at us. So the other thing about social media is use it. Don't let it use you. Use social media to your advantage. Don't let it use you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm done.
Facebook is a black hole. Don't get sucked into it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. We love dopamine and we love the entertainment factor. What we love here at Help More, Sell More is having you make more sales because you're making a difference in people's lives.
Yeah. If you're going to spend the time on social media, make it count. That's what we're getting at. All right, you guys. I think there was a lot of lessons here today that you can take action on immediately. So if you're going to take away anything from this call, the first thing we always talk about is just be introspective, be analytical, get the data, look at your sales processes, look at your marketing campaigns. What's working? What's not? Where should you be contributing your main resources, being time and money? And where should you not be contributing those? So try to figure that out. Come up with, like I said, 3 to 4 campaigns that work for you and stick to them. Stick to those. Double down on the ones that are working seasonally. Take time and money away from the ones that are not working. If you have 4 pokers in the fire, you can let 2 cool off while you heat the other 2 up at any point in time. So just keep focus on that, you guys, and don't always fall for like the magic marketing campaign that people throw your way, like the magazine. I've had that before, by the way, Joe, that people have pitched me. I had employees sign up for like a coupon packet without my consent before, and we spent $500 a month on this thing. So like, don't fall for those campaigns. It's not magic. There's no such thing as like that magic pill that fixes everything. That's all we want you guys to really like know going forward, is just be educated on what marketing actually is. All right. But hey, we appreciate you guys listening. If you guys like the podcast, be sure to subscribe. You can also give us a 5-star review anywhere that you guys are listening. That helps us out a ton. And of course, join the free Facebook group, Help More, Sell More on Facebook. Give it a search. The link will be in the bio below, so you can check that out. And we'd love to see you there. And we'll talk to you and engage with you. There's also going to be live stuff in there. There's all sorts of things going on here with the dojo. Things are ramping up for Help More, Sell More. And we're excited for this year and what is to come. Thanks again, you guys. Chaz, take us out of here.
Take us out.